Hey, Islam doing Bey. My highest self Allah is April the 14th, 2019. Now I'm about to read as a Hebrew Muslim. My nationality is Moorish American. As I started reading this, once again, I'm still hearing a black or a Negro tone around outside around the room. Sometimes I hear people say military outside this room, or they make a noise like hurrah, hurrah, like you would see on TV in the military, trying to show how manly they are when they're exercising. Like, so they're saying hurrah, and I'm a woman, and there are other women in this hotel, American Extended Stay, like they're doing some type of manly chant. I'm a woman. There are other women here in American Extended Stay. There are children. I've seen kids here. So I don't know why someone would be going up and down the hall saying hurrah or saying military. Okay, I'm going to start with the Holy Quran, Circle 7. This is one of our Moorish American state papers. The friendship of Jesus and Lamaze. Jesus explained to Lamaze the meaning of truth. Among the priests of Jagannath was one who loved the Jewish boy. Lamaze Brahmas was the name by which the priest was known. One day, as Jesus and Lamaze walked along in Plaza Jagannath, Lamaze said, "My Jewish master, what is truth?" And Jesus said, "Truth is the only thing that changes not. In all the world, there are two things. The one is truth, the other is falsehood. And falsehood that which seems to be. Now, truth is aught and has no cause, and yet it is the cause of everything. Falsehood is not, and yet it is the manifest of right. Whatever has been made will be unmade. That which begins must end. All things that can be seen by human eyes are manifest of aught, are not, and so must pass away. The things we see are but reflexes, just appearing while the ethers vibrate so and so. And when conditions change, they disappear. The holy breath is truth, is that which was and is and evermore shall be. It cannot change nor pass away. Lamaze said, "You answer well. Now, what is man?" And Jesus said, "Man is the truth, and falsehood strangely mixed. Man is the breath made flesh. So truth and falsehood are conjoined in him. And then they strive, and naught goes down, and man as truth abides." And Lamaze asked, "What do you say of power?" And Jesus said, "It is the manifest, it is the result of force. It is but not. It is illusion, nothing more. Force changes not, but power changes as the ethers change. Islam. Force is the will of Allah and is omnipotent. And power is that will it manifests, directed by the breath. There is a power in the winds, a power in the waves, a power in the lightning stroke, a power in the human arm, a power in the eye. The ethers cause these powers to be, and thought of Elohim, of angel, man, or other thinking things direct the force. When it has done its work, the power is no more. Again, Lamaze asks of understanding, what have you to say? And Jesus said, it is the rock on which man builds himself. It is the gnosis of the ought and of the naught, of falsehood and of truth. It is the knowledge of the lower self. The sensing of the powers of man himself. Again, Lamaze asks of wisdom, what have you to say? And Jesus said, it is the consciousness that man is ought, that Allah and man are one, that ought is not, that naught is ought, that naught is not, that power is but illusion, that heaven and earth and hell are not above, around, below, but in which in the light of ought becomes naught, and Allah is all. Lamaze asked, pray, what is faith? And Jesus said, faith is the surety of the omnipotence of Allah and man. The certainty that man will reach deific life. Salvation is a ladder reaching from the heart of men to the heart of Allah. It has 3 steps. Belief is first, and this is what man thinks perhaps is truth. And faith is next, and this is what man knows is truth. Fruition is the last, and this is man himself, the truth. Belief is lost in faith, and in fruition faith is lost. And man is saved when he has reached deific life, when he and Allah are one. Islam. Now I'm going to read Matthew chapter 26 of the Holy Bible. Right now, the Moorish American National Public meeting is going on. It starts at 12, I think, and ends at 2. Someone just said, please stop, outside the room. It sounds like a black Negro. A lot of times, that which is outside or around would send a telepathic message, as though you, Dwayne Bafube, is doing things that lascivious or sexual with the female, and while you were doing it, you made decisions to not step up or to allow harm to come to me and my son or my children. And then sometimes telepathically they'll say family, as though the Moorish American family was involved. Okay, 26. Okay. Chapter 26 of the Holy Bible. And it came to pass, when Jesus had finished all these sayings, he said unto his disciples, Ye know that after 2 days is the feast of the Passover, and the Son of Man is betrayed to be crucified. Then assembled together the chief priests and the scribes and the elders of the people under the palace of the high priest, who was called Caiaphas, and consult that they might take Jesus by subtlety and kill him. But they said, Not on the feast day, lest there be an uproar among the people. The anointing. Okay, then verse 6 says, Now when Jesus was in Bethany, in the house of Simon the leper, there came unto him a woman having an alabaster box of very precious ointment, and poured it on his head, and he sat at meat. But when his disciples saw it, they had indignation, saying, To what purpose is this waste? For the ointment might have been sold for much and given to the poor. When Jesus understood it, he said unto them, Why trouble ye the woman? For she hath wrought a good work upon me. For ye have the poor always with you, but may ye have not always? For in that she hath poured this ointment on my body, she did it for my burial. Hold on. Now when Jesus was in Bethany, in the house of Simeon the leper. Okay. Verily I say unto you, wheresoever the gospel shall be preached in the whole world, there shall also this that this woman hath done be told for a memorial of her. Then one of the 12, called Judas Iscariot, Where I say unto you, wheresoever the gospel shall be preached in the whole world, there shall also this that this woman hath done be told for a memorial of her. Then one of the 12, called Judas Iscariot, went unto the chief priests, and said unto them, What will ye give me, and I will deliver him unto you? And they covenanted with him for 30 pieces of silver. And from the time he sought opportunity to betray him. Now the last day of the feast of unleavened bread, the disciples came to Jesus, saying unto him, Where wilt thou that we prepare for thee to eat the Passover? And he said, Go into the city to such a man, and say unto him, The Master say, My time is at hand. I will keep the Passover at thy house with my disciples. Imani, what are you doing right now?
I'm still watching the.
You are? Okay, good.
Well, rewatching, I should say.
Yes. Yeah, because you connected okay. And tell me what you think. Okay, Islam. And the disciples did as Jesus had appointed. Excuse me, Imani, for once again, I did vent. I had a thought and I vented. So please excuse me, okay? Now what I'm doing is changing the ethers again, okay? See, and so I'm practicing about changing the ethers, all right, which my frequency, okay? I could explain myself without venting. Okay. All right, let me continue. Islam. And the disciples did as Jesus had appointed them, and they made ready the Passover. Now when the even was come, he sat down with the 12. And as they did eat, he said, Verily I say unto you, that one of you shall betray me. And they were exceeding sorrowful, and began every one of them to say unto him, Lord, is it I? And he answered and said, He that dipped his hand with me in the dish, the same shall betray me. The Son of Man goeth as it is written of him. But woe unto that man but whom the Son of Man is betrayed. It had been good for that man if he had not been born. Then Judas, which betrayed him, answered and said, Master, is it I? He said unto him, Thou hast said. And as they were eating, Jesus took bread and blessed it, and baked it, and gave it to the disciples, and said, Take, eat, this is my body. And he took the cup, and gave thanks, and gave it to them, saying, Drink ye all of it, for this is my blood of the New Testament, which is shed for many for the remission of sins. But I say unto you, I will not drink henceforth of this fruit of the vine, until that day when I drink it new with you in my Father's kingdom. And when they had sung an hymn, they went out into the Mount of Olives. Then said Jesus unto them, All ye shall be offended because of me this night, for it is written, I will smite the shepherd, and the sheep of the flock shall be scattered abroad. But after I am risen again, I will go before you into Galilee. Peter answered and said unto him, Though all men shall be offended because of thee, yet will I never be offended. Jesus said unto him, Verily I say unto thee, that this night before the cock crow, thou shalt deny me thrice. Peter said unto him, Though I should die with thee, yet will I not deny thee. Likewise also said all the disciples. Then come Jesus with them unto a place called Gethsemane, and say unto the disciples, Sit ye here, while I go and pray yonder. And he took with him Peter and 2 sons of Zebedee, and began to be sorrowful and very heavy. Then said he unto them, My soul is exceeding sorrowful, even unto death. Tarry ye here, and watch with me. And he went a little further, and fell on his face, and prayed, saying, O my Father, if it be possible, let this cup pass from me. Nevertheless, not as I will, but as thou wilt. And he come unto the disciples, and find them asleep, and said unto Peter, What could ye not watch with me 1 hour? Watch and pray, that ye enter not into temptation. The spirit indeed is willing, but the flesh is weak. He went away again the second time, and prayed, saying, O my Father, if this cup may not pass away from me, except I drink it, thy will be done. Thy will be done. And he came and found them asleep again, for their eyes were heavy. And he left them, and went away again, and prayed the 3rd time, saying the same words. Then come he to his disciples, and said unto them, Sleep on now, and take your rest. Behold, the hour is at hand, and the Son of Man is betrayed into the hands of sinners. Rise, let us be going. Behold, he is at hand that doth betray me. And while he yet spake, lo, Judas, one of the 12, came, and with him a great multitude with swords and staffs from the chief priests and elders of the people. Now he that betrayed him gave them a sign, saying, Whomever I shall kiss, that same is he. Hold him fast. And forthwith he came to Jesus and said, Hail, Master, and kissed him. And Jesus said unto him, Friend, whenceforth art thou come? Then came they and laid hands on Jesus and took him. And behold, one of them which were with Jesus stretched out his hand and drew his sword, and struck a servant of the high priest, and smote off his ear. Then said Jesus unto him, Put up again thy sword into his place, for all they that take the sword shall perish with the sword. Thinkst thou that I cannot now pray to my Father, and he shall presently give me more than 12 legions of angels? But how then shall the scriptures be fulfilled, that thus it must be? In that same hour said Jesus to the multitudes, Are ye come out as against a thief, with swords and staffs for to take me? I sat daily with you teaching in the temple, and ye laid no hold on me. But all this was done, that the scriptures of the prophets might be fulfilled. Then all the disciples forsook him and fled. And they that had laid hold on Jesus led him away to Caiaphas, the high priest, where the scribes and the elders were assembled. But Peter followed him afar off unto the high priest's palace, and went in, and sat with the servants to see the end. Now the chief priests and elders and all the council sought false witness against Jesus, to put him to death, but found none. Yea, though many false witnesses came, yet found they none. At the last came 2 false witnesses, and said, The fellow said, I am able to destroy the temple of God, and to build it in 3 days. And the high priest arose and said unto him, Answer thou nothing. What is it which these witness against thee? But Jesus held his peace. And the high priest answered and said unto him, I adjure thee by the living God, that thou tell us whether thou be the Christ, the Son of God. Jesus said unto him, Thou hast said, Nevertheless I say unto you, hereafter. As I said that about Jesus held his peace, it sounded like it felt like my genitals or my thighs were about to be attacked. Sometimes these unclean spirits do that. Radical Christians, they do that. These are unclean spirits created. They'll come and start saying Jesus bless you, and all the while attacking your sacred womb. I say unto you, hereafter shall ye say the Son of Man sitting on the right hand of power, and coming in the clouds of heaven. Then the high priest rent his clothes, saying, and predominantly of them are pale skinned and black Negroes. The pale skinned, the black Negro. He hath spoken blasphemy. What further need have we of witness? Behold, now ye have heard his blasphemy. What think ye? They answered and said, He is guilty of death. Then did they spit in his face and buffet him, and others smote him with the palms of their hands, saying, Prophesy unto us, thou Christ, who is he that smote thee? Now Peter sat without in the palace, and a damsel came unto him, saying, Thou also wast with Jesus of Galilee. But he denied before them all, saying, I know not what thou sayest. And when he was gone out into the porch, another maid saw him, and said unto them that were there, This fellow was also with Jesus of Nazareth. And again he denied with an oath, I do not know the man. And after a while came unto him they that stood by, and said to Peter, Surely also are one of them, for thy speech bewrayeth thee. Then began he to curse and to swear, saying, I know not the man. And immediately the cock crew. And Peter remembered the word of Jesus, which said unto him, Before the cock crow, thou shalt deny me thrice. And he went out and wept bitterly. Islam. So that's chapter 26 of Matthew of the Holy Bible. It is April the 14th, 2019.